What up guys, Andreas here with Steps for Improvement, coming to you from my apartment in Uppsala, Sweden. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you my 5 best tips on how you can be more happy. Why live a life of being unhappy and being negative the whole time? In this video, after using these 5 tips, you're going to be more happy. I can almost promise you that. Let's not waste no time here. Tip number 1 is quality time. And you can interpret this however you like. But what I do recommend is that you spend some quality time with yourself. You know, the relationship with yourself needs to be healthy, it needs to be positive, and it needs to be happy. That is the longest relationship that you're ever gonna have in your life. That is why it's so important to find a purpose in life, find hobbies, find things that you're interested in, find things that you're passionate about. You know, I'm really passionate about making YouTube videos, trying to help people the best way possible, sharing the knowledge that I've learned and trying to pass it on, you know, give back to the community, give back to the people. If you currently don't have a passion in life or a purpose in life, a good way to find your purpose is to find some good, positive hobbies. And in that case, I recommend that you watch my videos on 5 positive hobbies that pretty much anyone can do. I'll link it in the description below. Now, the last hobby is cooking, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on this motherfucking apron and I'm gonna try to make some red wine risotto. And yes, this is an Italian flag because I was in Italy about 2 weeks ago. I love Italy. So I'm gonna continue the video once I get over to the kitchen and I get the risotto cooking. About to start cooking the risotto. I'm making actually a red wine risotto. I know that, you know, risotto is typically white wine, but fuck it, I'm gonna make some red wine risotto because that's what I got on stock. Enjoying some of the wine because, you know, as they say in Italy, the wine you use to cook is the wine you drink, so salute. Anyways, let's get back to the point of the video. Like I said, the longest relationship that you're gonna have in your lifetime is, you know, with yourself. And that's why it's really important to develop a healthy, a positive relationship with yourself. That's why spending quality time with yourself, you know, doing things like cooking is so important. Maybe even having a nice little glass of wine by yourself, going to the restaurant by yourself, going to the movies by yourself. Things that you would normally think of, oh, those are things that I do with my friends. You can do those things alone. There is nothing wrong with that. I actually encourage people to do that. I hope that makes sense. I hope this Rosso di Montalcino is not hitting me too hard. I'm gonna continue the video tomorrow because I've actually got an early shift. I start work at 6 a.m. but I'm all about that hustle life, all about that grind life. I'll give you those 4 tips once I get to work. Good morning guys, it's about 5:30 a.m. and I'm actually about to head to work, but I thought I'd sneak in tip number 2 before my shift, and that is to be stoic. Now don't get me wrong, there's a common misconception about the philosophy of stoicism, that it's a very boring and bland and emotionless, which it absolutely is not. Being a stoic, or at least trying to adhere to the ancient philosophy of stoicism, you know, that was popular in the Roman times, pretty much means that you're trying to rid yourself of the negative emotions in your life, not the positive. What you're essentially doing is trying to accept life for what it is, you know, accept the situation, accept reality, embracing it all in its essence and glory and beauty. You're pretty much just trying to enjoy the art of life, the art of every moment that comes your way. The Stoics valued virtue and tranquility. They pretty much thought that, you know, an untranquil mind, a mind that is full of negative emotions, such as anger, hate, was a very poor mind, compared to that of a Stoic mind that is more tranquil, that is more positive, more accepting. I really like this one quote from Marcus Aurelius. He is one of my favorite, he's definitely my favorite Stoic philosophers. I even have him as my screensaver on my iPhone, but he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." If you simply focus on the things you have full control over, you know, things like your mind and the way you perceive things, then you'll ultimately be a lot happier compared to only focusing on, you know, outside things and outside circumstances that you have little to no control over. Appreciate life for what it is. Appreciate the beauty, the art, the essence of everything, of the journey, and you'll find happiness. I'm about to head to work, but I'll give you the 3 tips once I get off work so I'ma see you then. Alright, so your boy's back home, off work, ready to give you the last remaining 3 tips. Tip number 3 is to lift weights or do some other type of physical activity. Now, I enjoy lifting weights. That's what I personally like to do. That's what I personally like to preach for people to do as well, because number one, is healthy. It keeps you active. If you train in a very smart way, you're ultimately preparing yourself for a very long life, a very healthy life. What happens in the long term when you don't do any physical activity or you don't lift weights is that injuries start creeping up. So for example, you get low back pain, you get pain in your knees, pain in your elbows, pain in your shoulders, your rotator cuffs, and all this is due is simply that those muscles are weak and they simply can't handle the day-to-day stress that you place upon them. Just find something that you like and something that keeps you active. If you are, however, into lifting weights or you're looking for a good program, good news for you, because I just released a free beginner program that will maximize your progress, set you up for long-term success in the lifting game, and get you big as well. If you're interested, simply click the link in the description, head over to the website and download the free program. No BS, it's a 100% free strength building program. Speaking about doing physical activity, lifting weights, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm not gonna go lift weights. I'm gonna play some, the fuck you call it, paddle? I think it's called paddle tennis, don't quote me on that. But before that, I wanted to sneak in the last 2 tips and get you guys covered on how to be more happy. Tip number 4 is yes and no, and you have to find the balance between saying yes and saying no. If you ultimately say yes to too many things, you're gonna be doing things that at the end of the day you really don't want to do, and you're putting your respect on the line. If there's something that you absolutely don't want to do and your friends or someone tries to get you to do it, practice saying no. Practice saying no to them. Get yourself in the mindset that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to doing things. But at the same time, you have to remember that saying yes to different opportunities is equally important. That's why you have to find the balance. If you only say no to things, then at the end of the day, you're going to be missing out awesome opportunities that can create awesome moments and awesome memories. So my best tips is, when you're out there, when you're with friends and they propose something, think twice before you say yes or no. Really put yourself ahead of everyone else. Prioritize yourself. Anyways, the last tip number 5, is to not take yourself too seriously. You can't take yourself too seriously. You can't be all stiff and worked up. Gotta loosen up a bit. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have some fun. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone today. Do something that scares you, and experience some secondhand embarrassment, experience some public shame. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations and learn how to become comfortable in them. Learn to not give a fuck what other people think, say, or think about you. I think as I think twice, but I don't care. I know you get the point. I'm going to wrap up the video here, but those are my 5 tips on how you can feel a lot better, feel more happier. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because I upload new videos every single Monday and Friday. And make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, because I'm dropping new content there every single week. And with that all out of the way, I'm going to see you guys in the next video.